Hi everyone, it's Paula. Hope you're doing well. It is late February. I'm taking it February 26th. It's been quite a month for me, but I don't want to go into that so much as I wanted to talk about propri- proprioceptors. It's a tough word for me to say. Aphasia, may be part of it, but I don't want to confuse that with neuroreceptors in regards to our brain injuries that we've had and our stroke recoveries, because neuroreceptors, love to cover it more, but it's certainly, those are complex proteins that are on the cell membrane of neurons. The proprioceptors are, they're nerve endings where um, what's called mechanosensory neurons. And what that means is they're on the skeletal system and they help us and provide our nervous system, which includes our brain, for understanding our movement and placement of body position. The reason why that's important is when I had my stroke, I believe it was it certainly was my physical therapist, but it was my occupational therapist that diagnosed it first for me and recognized I had a difficult time in appreciating my body's placement to balance properly. And what that means, or at least an instruction, is she gave me rules and diagnosis and direction, is I should always have my hand down on the table or the counter before I reach for something or do something, because I didn't have the balance to understand my spatial between me and the counter, or that whole the shoulder to the head receptors in regards to my body position. So I kept losing my balance and I kept swaying, and I couldn't figure it out. And so, besides doing exercises with physical therapy, this was something I had to do, that I always had my hand on the counter and then I would reach for the refrigerator or the cabinet. I couldn't understand my right and left. I couldn't get them to sync up very well. That was a sensory. My eyes were all kind of confused as to, wasn't able to really help me with that distance between me and the counter, because they weren't syncing up. I ended up actually wearing an eye patch for a little while. I would wear an eye patch half of the day on my right eye and the other half of the day on my left eye. And it was a matter of just getting that to sync up. But that was all part of, it's called proprioceptors, understanding the the muscular movement part of understanding each placement in my body. I'm having a difficult time explaining it, but I'm certainly trying to reach out to you and let you know that this is part of brain injury or stroke recovery, associated also with balance, which is what I had or have. I couldn't cut vegetables. I couldn't get my fork and knife to work together. I couldn't get my right and left side to work together. So I would always have to have one hand, I don't know, on the couch arm, and the other hand to eat, maybe, or if I was at a table, it certainly was on the table. But it was a matter of just understanding my spatialness between me and the table. Ultimately, I wanted to share a funny story, though. I really understood this because of my exercise physiology background. Yes, I am. That is my degree. I worked in cardiology for many years at a well-known hospital in the Boston area, and really wonderful people to work with, experience-wise. It's just very important to me that I was able to help save lives, and I'm very proud of that. At the same time, I want to mention that this whole experience of being a patient is frustrating, to say the least, and losing that, besides losing the brain functions for memory and aphasia and how to use your fingers and such, this balance and my issues with my proprioceptors has been tough, but it's also brought back some memories. And that's what I want to share, a little bit more of a funny story of a memory that I had when you have no sense of balance or a sense of placement of where your body is. It's an experience that I kind of found similar to when you're scuba diving or snorkeling. And I had an incident where I actually think I was snorkeling at the time, believe it or not, but I was with my boyfriend at that time, and we were snorkeling in St. John. If you haven't been, oh my beautiful love, St. John. The color of the water is just so beautiful. Such a gorgeous shade of blue. It's just really quite beautiful. And I call it Caribbean blue. But anyways, when I think we were snorkeling, and you dive down when you snorkel too, and we were diving down, and we were caught in this huge pool of fish, and it was all sparkly and a lot of small fish. It's very vivid, so that's why I think I was snorkeling, because I think I had a lot of sunlight, and it was very sparkly. But that's also why you don't wear jewelry, because you don't want to be one of the fish. Because what happened is some barracuda came in real fast, and all the fish went all kinds of places all over the place. And what happens to you when you're diving or when you're snorkeling like that is you lose your sense of placement in the water. And this is why cave diving and wreck diving is dangerous, because for example, wreck diving is sideways or upside down, and you don't have placement with your eyes. You can't get that. And with all the fish flying all over the place, you can't have a placement of what's up, because you get thrown around because you want to get away from the barracuda. And that's the experience of what I had with my stroke, which I know sounds kind of strange because I'm not in the water, but you don't have a sense of what's right, what's left, what's up, what's down. I'm not saying it's as bad as or as dynamic or as dangerous, I don't know, as diving. Diving is a very serious sport, but I mean, I'm looking at it more in the sense of it was an experience of familiarity that I didn't know how to get my right and left side to work together, because I didn't know my placement. And that's why I had difficulty walking. In my case, I had a cerebellar stroke, so certainly balanced, but it was both my right and left. So I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. But I wanted to give you the funny story of how you may never want to go diving or snorkeling with me, because when we came upon or barracuda came upon us, I pushed my boyfriend towards the barracuda. He was so pissed, but it was a natural reaction. I'm laughing now. Really, that's not good. You don't push your dive partner towards the dangerous fish. Um, I don't know. I think I must have seen him more like a push me away, and I used him to push me away because I was just in a spool of fish that was going all over the place. I don't know. I'm not a mean person, but I don't think you ever want to go diving or scuba diving with me, because I'm gonna just work it out swimming you. I mean, that's gonna be my goal. I mean, if the bear's coming, I'm gonna outrun you. That's all. It makes me a bad person, maybe, but I'm just telling you a little bit about stroke recovery, trying to give you a funny story a little bit at the end here. Um, Anyways, but I hope you catch my other video that I did just post about the cerebellar stroke, October 2024, and to BIDS, describing a little bit more too, as well as what it's like in a vehicle. But I just thought I'd share with you about proprioceptors, and possibly, I should do one on neuroreceptors, as that's really important to understand as well. Please let me know if there's more I can explain, or please tell me your experience. I hope you have a great day.